Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this logo and it is pretty fuzzy. And I asked them to send them what the customer sent them. And they actually, well, this is the one I've done, but they had this one too, which is a lot sharper, but they need it with the text around it. Well, I've already semi kind of got it really close. But the question or the problem is it's going to be put on glass. And some of this stuff being small is just going to burn away. So I had to make this stuff thicker. Now, this is going to take at least 2 videos, if not 3. So we're going to take this one and we're going to make a duplicate of it and put over there. I couldn't get anything to trace good. You can see it's not a bitmap, so we're going to go to convert to bitmap. And I'm actually going to try this time grayscale and see what happens. Because it doesn't really matter because of the fact that it's black and white. And you can see the numbers are bad. Everything else is pretty sharp. So now that we've got it, and normally I make this smaller, but in this case, it doesn't really matter. I tried every trace there is. I went with clip art like I normally do, and it's going to have some lines in it. Now it is taking a little bit of time because it's so big, so I should have probably reduced it. But you can see the lines. So always from here on out, nudge stuff over. Matter of fact, let's change my nudge factor to like 10 inches. And let's make a duplicate of this and nudge it over in case we mess up and we need it. Now, that would probably already engrave. Because it is not, I'd almost be willing to bet that would engrave. Let's go to arrange, order, back a page. There's only that few little bit of white. So this would probably engrave because it's transparent and it's pretty clear. And there is some problems with it, but a lot of times, see these lines? I don't really think they're there. I mean, something is there. If you want to take the time to delete them, you can take the time to delete them, but I'm not going to in this video. I'm going to go ahead and go like it's working. We're going to see if it works. I'm going to go back to enhance. Now, I need to, first of all, I need to go to arrange and group and ungroup it. And whenever you click and you can get the numbers out, there you're doing good. So now we're going to look at this with no fill, left click, right click. There's the lines. You know what? I'm going to have to delete them. They're just too many. Let me try one more thing because I didn't have that many lines originally. Let me get back to where we were before the trace. And you can see it's not there, so we can go to bitmap, outline trace, or convert to bitmap. We're going to go ahead and go with black and white. So now we just have black and white. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and reduce it. And I'm going to, yep, it's still white. Then I'm going to make a duplicate of that. I'm going to move it over. Then I'm going to go to, we've already got it to a bitmap. Let's try logo. And we're going to see which one's the worst as far as the lines. And you don't really know till you move it over. And then we're going to go to view wireframe. It doesn't have as many lines, so we can, I'm going to show you how, I need to learn how to pause my videos. How you get rid of these lines a little quicker. I'm going to go to arrange, group and ungroup all. And then if you click on a line and it does that, it still go to arrange and break the curve apart. Now these lines that are by them, okay, we're grabbing the outside of the man's face, so we're going to nudge that down. We're going to need that later, but that way we won't keep grabbing it. And then I'm going to delete, I might just have to delete them all. And you can fast forward, whatever you want to do, but I was going to show you how you can get rid of a couple lines at one time. Once we get to that point, it's not that hard to get rid of these lines. It does take some time, and then you know, you're going to charge the customer. Okay, right here, let's get rid of these two lines up here first. Well, we don't have to, but okay, right here, there's a lot of lines. I'm going to take the pick tool and hold down the Alt key and just swipe through it and then hit delete. It deleted all the lines I touched. The Alt key, and also this is going to be engraved in glass. I think it needs to get rid of all this little bitty garbage. It won't show up. It's going to be detrimental to the glass, I think. So it's not going to take very long to get rid of the lines. But then from here, you might want to, so go back to the pick tool, hold down the Alt key, and swipe through. Now, you could actually, you don't have to use a calculator. You could actually use the freehand pick tool, holding down the Alt key, and then that way you could swipe through there and delete. So it doesn't take that long to get rid of the lines. And I think any vertical line, you see, I didn't hit it right, so it became the shape tool. I do very seldom ever use the freehand pick tool, but it really works in this case pretty good. So I'm just going to, I need to look at my program and find out how to, I'm going to hold down the Alt key. And what the Alt key does, anything it touches, it will delete it. You don't have to encompass the whole thing. But it's almost easier when there's just one line. Like for here, I'm going to get the freehand pick tool, holding down the Alt key, and I'm going to draw through there and delete. So it doesn't take that long to get rid of the lines. Alt key. And there's, you know, lines in here. I still don't really understand these lines. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and I've yet to see if it really hurts anything. I just get so used to Alt key to eliminating them. Because what we're going to do later, maybe in video 2, because this is going to take a while. I don't like my videos getting to be too long. And so Alt key, delete, and just make sure you don't delete anything you need. So you have to click right on the line, but if you hold down the Alt key, you can, if you hold down the Alt key, you can grab all three of those. Well, I keep messing up. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I didn't actually see, it actually did grab them. Whoop, see, it messed up. But that just kind of gave me another idea on how to get rid of this garbage, these little bitty specks that you're not going to want. One would, it probably wouldn't matter, but you don't want it on glass. Freehand pick tool and Alt key. So, whoop, got rid of something we shouldn't have touched. Let's just try Alt key in the pick tool. Okay, that's somehow grouped together. Let's go to object. No, maybe not. Let's just delete them individually. Something is there that's kind of like, whoop. And if that happens again, you could always move that. What it is grabbing that inner part, like right there. I'm going to nudge it out of the way. And see, it's down there by the outline of the face now, so we can't damage it. There's quite a bit more lines than I thought. If we were lucky, let's try this. Let's move some other stuff out. Well, nothing really big enough. Alt key, delete. It won't take just a second. If you get bored, go fix you a sandwich. You come back when I'm done. I'm seriously going to look into. I use this program so I don't snag it all the time, but I've never had to pause a video. I've wanted to, but I'm afraid if I do, I'll lose all my recording. Okay, Alt key. And when you do this, just make sure you're watching the screen and make sure you don't not deleting something we're going to need. Part of his face, part of his teeth, part of his mustache. Man, a lot more lines than I thought. And I didn't have this many lines at first, so I tried different traces. And you know why I'm right here? I'm going to get rid of that little bitty line right there, with that little bitty dot. You know, like that dot. Don't need it. It's only going to mess up your drawing on glass. And even on wood, you wouldn't want that little bitty speck. I actually don't think the artist that drew this didn't intend for that to be there. They just kind of showed up. Almost there, folks. Apologize for the lengthy. Now that's part of the cigar, I think. Their cigar has some lines to it. Alt key, delete. We're almost there. This will be a good video, and I think it will be helpful what to do to try to get these beard thicker. Is the main problem. If we didn't have to make the beard thicker, so the glass just wouldn't fracture, because these lines are so little, these open lines of the beard, I'm afraid it's just going to look like a big glob. Just kind of get rid of all the vertical lines, and we are done. One more, two more, three more. I will, before I make another video, I'll do some figuring that out. Now the reason I nudge that face out of the way, because I can nudge it right back. Okay, for some reason, I'm going to nudge that down. So it's a group. Let's go to arrange, break curve apart. There's curves inside there. So if you ever get to a point where you can't not break something, like, how can this help? So you can use the shape tool too, and just get the nodes and just select the nodes. But see all this little bitty splecks of garbage? I mean, don't need them. And they're not going to help you. They're only going to get in the way. I think that looks better. There's actually a line. Now when you're using the shape tool, you've got to be a selected all. Those lines shouldn't be there. I'm going to leave that little bit of garbage, but see these little bitty tidbits? Now, when you do something like this, if you're only doing 1 cup, you're going to have to charge the customer for this, for your time. And if you're doing 100 cups, I would strongly suggest you use a guy that does this for a living, and for $20, $25, he'll make it look like better than I can make it look right now. But see all the garbage that's in there? And you can delete them later. I just apologize it's taking so long, but it'll be well worth it. I think that was a line. I'm not going to get rid of everything. I'm trying to help this person out. Okay, I see one more little bitty line that shouldn't be there. Nope, maybe it should be there. That's part of the drawing. All right, I'm going to call that good. Now, because we nudged, I can go back now to view and enhance and look at the difference. But I'm going to go left click, no fill, right click outline on black. Now, if you remember, we nudged this, and I'm going to go left click, right click, and I'm going to nudge it back, and his eyes back. So we're almost done with this part. There's a line I didn't see. Okay, we're done. I'd get rid of it. But the main reason I'm making the video is to show you how to make these. See, that's why I nudged his face out of the way. I'm going to leave everything else. Now I see some other lines. I hope I'm helping the one I'm trying to help. And if you're, like I said, if you're bored, which I would be watching this, I mean, it is some good information, but okay. I'm going to call that done regardless. Now let's look, we'll see what it looks like when we take and fill it in with the Smart Fill tool. So here's going to be our drawing. And that didn't work with a flip. Let's get this eyes out of the way. Well, there's the outside, there's the inside, there's the nose. Let's get our, I'm going to definitely change my nudge factor back to something closer. Let me put the outline back around it, and now let's Smart Fill it. That's not what I wanted. So what I'm going to have to do now is take this and left click, right click, and bring that up to my eyes. Maybe that'll stop it from getting in there. I think that hopefully. I see, okay, we're perfect. We're good. I see a couple of lines and it really irritates me. I don't really think they're there. Now we're going to have to go to arrange, go a big curve apart because when we Smart Filled it, we started a new curve. Okay, we're almost done with this part. Okay, and then we can Smart Fill these. Man, the lines are endless. Range, break curve apart. Sometimes you have to click off your item to get it back. Okay. If the man didn't have the cigar and the smoke, you could almost do this. So now you can fill in these other spots and make it look different. But the main reason for the video, I think the beard is going to be, it's too much black, especially like the hat. So I'm going to show it. Well, I'm going to show that in the second video because that'll take a long, this took long enough. I hope that helped somewhat. So this is part 1, watch part 2. Thank you.